It's Vernon from Reptilia Exotica. We just got back from the NARBC the other day, and we brought home some farm bred, which basically means wild caught, northern white-lipped pythons. And as a precautionary measure, we're going to treat them for external parasites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this natural chemistry reptile spray. Basically, they say you can either spray it on the animal or spray it on a cloth. And I'm probably just going to spray it on the cloth. I feel like that's probably going to be a little bit less stressful. Just spray it on the cloth. Paper towel in this case. I'm going to get this pretty good and wet. This stuff. And then I'm going to pick her up. I'm going to do a quick inspection. I think she maybe had just a little bit of stuck shed on her tail. So we're going to take a look at that real quick. Girl, you're so cold. This will be over soon, okay, baby? Let's see. No, she's good. You're good, sweetheart. It's okay. Yeah, she looks pretty good. But I did see a couple of things that kind of made me wonder. So I am going to take this cloth. No, sweetheart, it's going to be cold, okay? I'm just going to put it over her and let her kind of dictate the situation. I'm just going to kind of rub her down with it, making sure we get every square inch of her body. Now, it's a good thing that I'm not really seeing anything coming off on the cloth, which is probably a good thing. It's coming off pretty clean. But I'm going to run her through this a couple of times, and then we're going to go downstairs and put her in her new temporary enclosure. It's going to be a quarantine. It's not going to look like a typical quarantine setup. I consulted some people that have been keeping white lips for a while before I decided. Oh, she's going like right at my armpit. Before I decided exactly how to do this. Hey, girl. And this is the setup that is downstairs. Is what they suggested. So if it doesn't look, like your typical hospital, paper towel setup. As you can see over here, I've had them in a hospital setup for the past for the past 24 hours. And they were pretty miserable in there. They did not like it. So I want to get them where they can be comfortable and they can hide and dig and do what it is they want to do. And hopefully in the next couple of days then, we can get this pretty little girl feeding and get her all comfortable in her enclosure. She's squeezing me really tightly right now, and I think it's for security purposes. Like, she does not know what's going on right now. She's a little camera lover. She's trying to figure out what that is. And I'm not really sure exactly with her what... these guys are typically supposed to be very defensive, but she's been sweet as candy for me. So, I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but she's really strong. She's definitely got some iridescence to her. I think she's shed recently. It's really soft and smooth. I saw a couple of scales that I wasn't too happy with, but when we got them, they were pretty dry. And I'm thinking it probably had something to do with that. So, we're gonna get you. I'm gonna give you one more pass through here. Like I said, these are farm bred babies from New Guinea. So there's probably going to be a certain amount of desiccation of some of the little scales. They have really, really sensitive skin. So just gonna get this on you. Okay. And then we're gonna move downstairs and put her in. Okay, so she's gotten her treatment. Put her in here. Like I said, I consulted with some people that have been keeping white lips for a while. You know, I was having an internal struggle about keeping her on paper towel because she just seems so miserable in that setup that I had her in. So I'm gonna put her. Oh, you don't want to go in there, do you? You want to stay with me and hang out. There you go, girl. Go. Have fun. She's got a little water bowl. She's got an elevated hide. She's got a ground level hide. Lots of little things to climb on. And this, I mean, it's pretty basic as far as what we normally do, but I think this will work really well for her. She's getting used to her new environment. I'm gonna try to feed them in a couple of days, probably not today. But she's probably gonna be pretty secretive until the lights go out, and kind of poking around. She might bury herself down in the substrate. I tried to give her at least a few inches. That's probably not nearly enough, but it'll do for now, and it will enable me to find her poop so that we can take it and have an exam down at the vet, make sure she's not carrying any internal parasites. She probably is, but if she isn't, then we'll be able to increase her living situation here pretty soon. And as she grows, we're gonna probably build her a pretty big vivarium. Not really sure. I'm gonna do a lot of research before we build her something permanent, but it's not too bad for a little hospital setup for now. So we're gonna go get the boy. He's gonna bite the shit out of me. I just know it. But what I did was I used this Rubbermaid, I can't remember what they're called, all access container. So it's got a little clasp at the bottom. We actually used this for our Amazon tree boa when he was a baby for his quarantine. So it's set up kind of for an arboreal species, but I put one little clasp on top to make sure that it's secure so you can't open it. So it'll come open from the front. And then there's a little spot down here that needs to be pinched shut, because if it's open, you can see how, there's a little bit of give there. I don't trust them. I feel like especially the little bitty boy will shove his little head in there, and he could possibly either get stuck or try to get out. So I added a little clasp on the bottom and on the top to really make sure it was secure. So we're gonna leave her be and go grab. All right, so now we're gonna take out this little boy. He is probably not gonna be too happy about it, but I feel like it's a necessary evil. I'm gonna kind of get everything out of the way because he's a pretty feisty little bugger. Yeah, it's okay, bud. It's okay. Come here. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know, it's no fun, is it? He's super pretty. He's super tiny. And he's probably gonna take a poke at the camera. Maybe he won't. I'm just gonna kind of do a quick visual inspection on him. You're alright, bud. Looks good. I don't see any stuck shed. I don't really see anything that I'm super concerned about on him. But, you know, it's better safe than sorry. And he is from overseas, so it's probably better to err on the side of caution. Could you just lay it down for me? I'll grab it. He's not gonna like this, but that's okay. How are you? You're okay, little guy. It's on you. Yeah. Get him used to it. Huh. He's such a pretty boy. Aren't you? Yeah, you're a good guy. He just doesn't like it when you disturb him. So he gets all crazy. And this stuff probably smells really funny too. Just gonna let him wiggle through. Just like that. I'm not really putting any pressure on him. I'm just allowing him to kind of do what he wants to do. But I don't know if you can see it, but he's getting wet from the anti-mite spray. Which I feel like this is way better than just spraying him down, because it would have been cold and would have freaked him out. It's difficult to not spray. The bottle says not to really spray their head or their eyes, or get it in their mouth. And if you're just spraying it willy-nilly, it's probably pretty tough to. You have a really black head, don't you, bud? Yeah, you have a really pretty black head. So I'm just kind of letting him slide, do his own thing. I still need to get a little bit closer to his head, though. As you can see, that kind of stops about right there, so I gotta kind of get him to go right like that. Yeah, good job, bud. Good job. See, here I am thinking he's gonna bite the shit out of me, but he just wanted to know what was going on. And he was pretty cold in there. And that setup where they're working too well for him. They do not like it. I think this little guy is probably gonna burrow down as soon as he gets in there. Huh. One more pass, and then I might try and dot his head with it real fast, just to be sure. Yeah, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, you're a good boy. Yes, I talk to my snakes like they're babies, so if you don't like it, you can go fuck off and don't watch. But I really truly do feel that having a demeanor like this affects the way that your snake's going to behave toward you. They can pick up on that positive energy. Even though he can't hear what I'm saying, I know that. But it's just, maybe it puts me in a certain kind of headspace, where he knows I don't mean him any harm, and, maybe me just saying it out loud helps. Me to get into that space, because I'm kind of an intense guy sometimes, and maybe a little loud, but I think that's definitely, for me anyway, it helps me to get in that space where I need to be when I'm handling a jumpy little guy like this. And it's not like he's gonna hurt me. I'm actually more worried that he would hurt himself, by sinking his teeth in and maybe breaking some off of my skin or something and shaking his head. But you are done, sir. So we're going to take you downstairs, introduce you to your new setup, and hopefully you'll like that better than this tiny little bin. So this one I did a little bit differently. I had a shortage of hardware, and so what I did was on the bottom clasp is pretty normal. No, you're gonna stay here, sir. But on the top clasp, it wasn't fitting quite the way I wanted it to, so I made a little notch here, and so it just kind of locks in just like that. So now when it's closed, if it gets jostled, it's not gonna pop open. And that was what I was concerned about. Like the way I had it before, it had a possibility that if it got jostled, it would just kind of come open. I did not want that. So pop this open. I think these things are really sweet. You know, for the money, you can't really beat it. They're about, I don't know, like 15 bucks. And as I said, we've used these for arboreal species quarantine before. So I really liked how that worked out, so I made another one. There you go, buddy. Be free, sort of. He's probably gonna run and hide, which is good. It's fine. It's totally fine. I was thinking about trying to feed them tonight, but that's probably not even gonna happen, which is no big deal. Taking the grand tour. I'm not really gonna expect much movement out of them until the lights go out. They are supposed to be pretty secretive during the day, so it's probably not going to be much of a show here. So I'm just going to close it on up. I'm going to go back upstairs, rinse out their water bowls. So I've got one elevated water bowl here and one here. I'm probably going to put another one, you know, somewhere in this area, both enclosures, just so they've got plenty of water. Maybe give them a quick little mist, and then it's going to be night time for these little guys. We've had a pretty rough last couple of days, making a 6-hour car trip back, and you know, God knows how long of a plane ride over from New Guinea, and then, you know, however long they rode to get to the show that they were at. So they just need a little while to settle in, and I'm sure they're going to be just fine. So once again, Vernon Vi from Reptilia Exotica saying Baba Booey to y'all.
Somebody drop down the song. Me?
Oh my.